Now. So I just wanted to welcome my daughter to this interview and welcome you to this interview. This is Zoe and I'm Neil. And I wanted Zoe, she's young, she's 22, and I wanted her to share her faith with you, the audience. Tell us what you've been going through in the last, year or two in your upbringing, and you've graduated college, and Zoe just got recently married. Tell us some of the things that you've been dealing with and struggling with, and share with the audience your faith and things that you've been learning and enjoying, and from the Lord, if you want to.
Well, I guess to start off with, I think, and none of this is planned, so
This is all
wanting
spontaneous.
to really think about what I'm going to say. But the one thing, I did recently just get married. It will almost be
2 years.
2 years. Yes.
February.
In February, yes.
February what?
17th.
17th.
Yeah. Yeah.
You better know that date.
No, I do.
And if your husband doesn't know it,
He does.
I know you'll kill him. Not literally, but figuratively.
So, I obviously was raised with, well, sorry, you guys don't know, but I was raised by my dad, by my mom, and they were great, loving parents. They, they raised me in the Christian belief that Jesus died for our sins. I believe in the Bible. I am a Christian. And...
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Have you ever looked at other religions? Have you ever studied, or have you sat and talked to people that have a different faith other than Christianity?
I have. And the one thing I always am wanting to always start off with is to say that I'm not trying to change your beliefs, but just to see why you believe in what you believe in. And I want to get an understanding on that level and try and see what and how and why you believe what you believe. And I'm always looking for the truth. And I know that different religions, I believe that they may not be teaching the right things. And I'm always interested in just talking to anyone. Yeah.
Is there any faith that you have looked at that you thought, this is not a bad religion? And then another question is, if you've looked at other religions, as I have, I've studied many, many different religions. I want to know God. I want to know who He is. I want to know where He is. I want to know what He wants from me, what He's expecting from me. What are His plans for me, His desires for me. And when I was your age and a little older, I started looking into the Muslim religion and the Buddhist religion. I looked at the Hinduism, the Jewish faith, and some of the smaller religions like Scientology and Hare Krishna and things like that. And I could share with you why I became a Christian, but I will say this: I grew up Catholic. At the age of 18, I stopped going to the Catholic Church, and I felt like I was out in the middle of nowhere, on a boat in the middle of the ocean without any compass or direction. And every person that I met would say to me three things: we know God, we know the way to God, join us. And I thought, well, if everybody knows God, why is everybody's teaching different? So it made me understand, or made me believe, that not everybody knows God. You think you know God. But the scriptures say, the Bible says, this is Jesus Christ's words. He said, my sheep hear my voice, and they will not go, and they will not follow someone else. And for me, the message of Jesus Christ is the message of love. And that's what draws me into Christianity. But let me ask you, how do you feel about the choices you've made about being Christian?
Well, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. No one is.
I thought you were perfect.
Haha. But, I mean, I've gone through struggles, and I'm sure you all have. we all are not perfect.
Yeah.
And I know my struggles have led me to a stronger, deeper belief than I've ever dealt with. And it's so
Incomprehensible? Uncomprehensible.
Incomprehensible. Thank you. And it's overwhelming and just so passionate. And I have so much love for people, and I wish everyone would feel that love.
Well, I mean, let me share something with the audience. My daughter, she's like, I used to do stand-up comedy. I feel comfortable standing in front of an audience and talking. I think Zoe's kind of new at this, so she may not be able to just let her words fly as if she's talking to friends, and she knows she's being recorded, and she knows this is going to be on the internet. One of the things that really touched me when my daughter Zoe was very little, when Debbie and I were married, Zoe and Avery were very young, and when we went through our divorce, my ex-wife and I, Zoe was about 5, and I would have her come over and visit with me every other weekend. And one weekend she was there, and she was all upset, and I asked her, I said, Zoe, why are you so upset? And she started, you could see her tears kind of welling up in her eyes a little bit, and she just said, Dad, they were, at school, they were teasing a bug. And I thought, Zoe has such a heart, even for little tiny bugs that we just would squish with the newspaper. Zoe has such a heart for animals, and I know that she feels the same way towards people, too. Zoe has nothing but love for people. So I know that she loves Jesus. I know that she loves people. And I just wanted her to share, and maybe share a message with the audience. And if there's someone out there that may be watching that maybe is her age, and maybe she can minister to them and give them a bit of hope, a bit of encouragement,
There was even a story that you told me. I think there was a bird that was dead, and I was crying about that too when I was young. Yeah. And to be honest, I just have a respect for life. I don't think we should kill. I think we should try and not kill, if possible. Which I know it's impossible to not kill something. You start walking and you step on a bug and it's
by accident.
Yeah, like you can't help it. But I wish people were just kinder, honestly.
Yeah. Well, if there's someone in the audience that's watching that may be struggling, I don't know. I just, in the back of my head, I'm picturing a young person, maybe a girl who's, living in a home where mom and dad haven't really shown much affection. They haven't shown much love to her, and she's sitting in her room all alone tonight, watching this video. Maybe you can give her some advice, some words of encouragement, if you would.
So, I've dealt with this. I'm just like you. I have felt depression. I have felt that kind of pain where I don't want to live. I didn't choose to do something about it, but I've thought about it. Which I know
what?
I know it's a little different.
Like what?
I mean, I was young and I was depressed about maybe a boy, and boys are stupid. Just letting you know, they're stupid when they're in the middle age, high school.
Junior
drama.
high,
junior high, and don't worry, when you get into college, they become more mature, and still, they're even more immature sometimes. But one thing I want to tell you is that you are important, and I know I'm not looking at you, and I know you're looking through the internet, but how else can I reach you? And I know I won't be able to reach you anywhere else, but you do matter, and I would love to meet you and talk with you. We would love to meet you, honestly.
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Sure.
And just know that your pain can be your strength. It's not your weakness. If you are a Christian, God uses your pain, your heartache, your brokenness, your just sorrows to bring you to Him, and you feel so much love. And they even say, like, when He comes back, He's going to wipe away all tears, and
That's true.
Like, even watching, when the Marines come home and you're crying and everything, like, even that, it's like, it's so happy. Like, you want to be able to, like, shed tears of joy. Like, I can't wait for the moment, but just know you are important. And if you want to meet us, definitely contact us. We're in Dallas, so.
Well, give us a comment. We look at every comment that you post.
Yeah, definitely.
And I want to share something as well. For maybe the young men in the audience, there was a time in my life when I was about 19 or 20, and I thought about suicide, because I want to say this without being boastful. I feel like the Lord is really ministering to me in a very strong way, and I feel like the Lord shows me things. The Lord showed me some things that are going to happen in the future. And what I saw was things that are going to happen that are going to be very horrible. And I don't know whether he was showing me things that are going to happen to me that are horrible only, or the whole world, or people that I love. And I thought I don't want to live in a time of pain and suffering. In the Christian circles, we call it tribulation. I think everybody goes through tribulation. I think everybody has, when they're born, I think everybody is given a box of candles. It's an imaginary box of candles, and there's like 12 candles in the box, and every candle has an emotion attached to it. So there's going to be a candle of joy, and a candle of sorrow, and a candle of resentment. But you're going to burn every candle to the bottom. You're going to live every ounce of joy that God wants you to have, and you're going to live every ounce of sorrow and every ounce of regret. But every candle is going to be burnt before you die. And when I was shown a vision of suffering, great suffering, the Lord didn't show me the details. He just showed me suffering, massive, massive suffering. And it really scared me, and it made me want to commit suicide. And that was when I was 19 or 20. And if I would have killed myself, I wouldn't have had my 2 daughters. I wouldn't have gotten married, and I wouldn't have had these 2 wonderful children. My second daughter is not here right now, but some of the best experiences and the best times in my life have been with my 2 daughters. So suicide, if you're thinking about it, it's not the answer, because you don't know what you're missing. I mean, you don't know what you're going to give up.
Sure.
You may be suffering today, but there's things that are coming that are going to be so enjoyable, it'll be worth the fight. Okay? Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Just that if you're going through something, definitely comment. We'd love to pray for you.
Give us a comment. Absolutely. Yes.
And just if there's anything that we can do to help, we are always listening. I know you may not know us, but if you want to reach out, you can always reach out. And we want to be your friend.
Yes.
And we care about you, and we love you.
And we have other videos that talk about the Lord. They're Bible videos. But for tonight, we just wanted to do something a little bit out of the ordinary and just speak to you one-on-one and let you know that we're not robots, and we're people just like you, and we have feelings just like you. She's a robot.
Beep boop. Boop boop.
Well, thank you for watching this video. As I said, keep your eye on this channel. We have lots of videos about the Lord, about God, about His second coming, and we hope that we can minister to you.
Good night.
Have a good night.